Michael Scheuer is the former head of the CIA's bin Laden unit. He's the author of Marching Toward Hell, a book I must tell you I read last week in which I found utterly riveting, compelling, and captivating. I felt like I was getting a brilliant lecture on everything I should have known and don't know and didn't know on the history and the present problems in the Middle East. Michael joins us now. Michael, welcome back to Brian and the Judge.
Thank you, Judge. You're very kind.
Hey, Michael, first off, I hear Adam Gadon could be dead. If he is dead, the American-born Taliban, how significant?
Well, I think it is hurtful to al-Qaeda, certainly not in a military sense, but he did bring some media savvy to al-Qaeda's media productions in the sense that he knew what Americans and Westerners like to see. It would be a surprise, Brian, if he was dead, because al-Qaeda has been pretty upfront about people being killed. They very seldom have tried to disguise that fact. So I think the jury's out.
Michael, is the president correct to say we have prevailed or we have won in Iraq?
I always, when I answer this question, Judge, it always seems like I'm anti-American, but I think it is premature to say so. We had promised to withdraw troops from Iraq. We're sending 4,500 from there to Afghanistan. Generally speaking, when an occupying power promises to withdraw, the pace of fighting falls off. It did against the Soviets when the Soviets decided to leave Afghanistan, for example. I hope it's permanent. I would be very surprised if it is, sir.
You would be surprised.
Yeah, I think
So you think if we're out tomorrow, all this stuff ignites again?
I think it will, sir, because even right now, Prime Minister Maliki, I've read several places in the media, is already out hunting the leaders of the Sunni awakening that helped us to drive back al-Qaeda. So if he begins to kill the people who were in essence our allies.
Well, yeah, we know that. That would be problematic.
That is a problem.
What have we done wrong, in your view, with respect to the military since 9/11? Now, I know you wrote a book about that, but maybe you could give us the 90-second version.
Well, certainly, sir. I've never thought of the United States military as a social service government building organization. It is being a professional army. It is an army of killers, and that's what we ought to use it for. We have used it very daintily in Iraq and Afghanistan. There are more mujahideen in the field today than there were in 2001, and we've just worn it out. It's not big enough, and now we're at the risk of the think tanks here in Washington, Rand and others, saying that, well, the military isn't the right option. You have to go and use intelligence and law enforcement. Well, I wrote a memorandum to the Director of Central Intelligence in 1997. It's quoted in the 9/11 Commission report that said this is not an intelligence war. We cannot win this with simply intelligence forces. It's too big.